Ladies and gentlemen, WWE 2k23 is here. We're back playing WWE MyGM Mode. I'm so excited to play this year's MyGM. Lots of new features, lots of improvements. This should be a lot better. Let's jump straight into it. This year, we are going to play as my man, Kurt Angle, and we are going to play as the Raw brand. Now, there is some temptation to kind of play as maybe WCW. There's an option there if we wanted to. There's also NXT, but I'm gonna just do the typical Smackdown versus Raw. Gonna go old school in that approach. So in terms of the available roster, we're gonna go with all your typical WWE current day superstars. Any wrestler that's a kind of a legend that's been active in the last few years or so, we'll make them available to pick up as well, maybe for the one-off match. And we're gonna keep all the local talents on. I thought, why not? Sometimes it's good just to have some extras there just to fill out the roster, so you expect to see some of those local created wrestlers from time to time. So here are the settings. We're going to have hard, AI difficulty, game difficulty, and hard. I'm going to give myself a bigger budget because I hate the fact that you can never really have a deep roster to start because you just don't have enough money. So I'm going to give myself max amount of money just so we can have more wrestlers available, because there's actually a pretty deep roster this year in this game. So there's a lot of wrestlers that we can add into our roster. It's playing order, straight order, shake-ups, yeah, why not? We'll put them on. As I said, we've done a custom draft pool as well, and we're going to start the draft. All right, let's start this year's draft off, and let's take a look at who is available, because sometimes you don't have everybody available, which can be a little frustrating. You have to sort of pick them up as the game progresses. But the most popular superstar is Ronda Rousey, followed by Roman Reigns. That's interesting. Well, we've got the first pick in the draft. I feel like you got to secure the big dog. Let's get Roman Reigns. Let's get the #1 guy. Head of the table. Smackdown select Vince McMahon. Oh my god. What is going on? Really? You want to select Vince? Well, I want to get Cody Rhodes as my next pick. So we've got a solid 1-2 right there. And their next pick is Ezekiel. Why are they doing this? Are they just trying to give me the win right now? Okay, well, we've got Reigns, we've got Cody. Let's pick Becky Lynch. So we've got our top female superstar. They're going to pick... Okay, they've got Ronda Rousey. That's a little better from them. Okay, I can live with that. All right, well, next up, we've got our top woman. Let's try and get another big name singles. Let's get Bobby Lashley. So we've got a couple of big stars already. They've selected Bianca Belair. That's a bit of a loss. She would have been good for us. Well, I suppose we can take the risk and try and get another woman, but I might try and get another male star, and I'm going to go with Seth Rollins. We're going to stack the deck with our top-of-the-line singles. Smackdown gets Finn Balor. Okay, so now we've got a chance to grab a woman. I'm going to get Rhea Ripley. She's an Aussie. We've got to have Rhea on our roster, so we've got our second big-name woman. Well, Ezekiel and Elias, both on Smackdown. There you go. So the identical twins are on the same brand. Well, how about that? Okay, well now there's so many good names. We could get Edge right now, or we could get Randy Orton. I tell you what, it'd be amazing if we could get both, because I would love to have rated RKO. Try and maybe get the Usos. I think only one of them is available, because I'm trying to think about tag teams, because this year we have a tag team championship, so we've got to think about tag teams. So I'll go with Edge, and I'll pray that we can get Randy Orton as well. Okay, SmackDown selects Kevin Owens. Great. So now we can get Randy Orton. We're going to bring back Rated RKO. I love that. Okay, they've got MVP as well. That's not a bad pick. I like MVP, but maybe not for right now. Okay, we probably need to think about our women's division. We need a few more. I also wouldn't mind getting Bron Breakker, get the Future in here now. So maybe we can try and get him later. We've got 1.3 million left in the budget as well, so we've got to consider that. Let's get Bayley, so we get another big name woman. There's still Charlotte on the board, but SmackDown takes her now, so we lose Charlotte. Okay, we need to get another female on the roster. Let's go with Io Sky as our next pick. We need to try and get maybe 2 more females. SmackDown gets Natalya. That's a tough loss. She's on the cheap. Liv Morgan, I think, is a good selection. We'll add her in. And we might try to go back to getting more single stars on the men's side of things. Well, we could get AJ Styles next, but we are already so stacked in the singles. We've got Lashley, Edge, Cody, Rollins, and Reigns. My goodness, we have so many guys right now. Let's spice it up. If AJ is there next round, I'll pick him up, but I want to get the Future. Let's get Bron Breakker. We've got someone a little bit fresh, a little bit different. Okay, SmackDown gets Austin Theory. He's on the cheap. That's a good selection from them. Let's well, should we get AJ? He would take up a huge chunk of our budget. Yeah, we can't leave him there. We have to take AJ Styles. All right, $350,000 left in the budget, not a lot. Smackdown gets Robert Roode. I'm a big fan of Robert Roode, so that's a loss for us. We probably need another couple of women. Let's try and get a few on the cheaper side of things. Let's go Roxanne Perez. So let's get a few females from NXT on the cheap to try and just give us a few more options in the women's side of things. Maybe one more. All right, we picked Raquel Rodriguez, and now that is our roster. I think we're done. So after the draft, we've got Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, Edge, Lashley, Styles, Ripley, Rollins, Rhodes, Orton, Lashley, Sky, Breaker, Morgan, Rodriguez, Perez. And looks like we've got one extra person in SmackDown. They've got Rousey, Balor, Vince McMahon himself. I don't know about that pick. That's a controversial one. Bianca Belair, Nakamura, Charlotte, Robert Roode, Owens, Riddle, Elias Ezekiel. There's your tag team champions right there, SmackDown. They've also got MVP, Theory, and Natalya. I think we've wiped the floor with them in this draft. I don't think they're going to be able to stack up. But hey, doesn't really matter who you get. All that matters is the popularity that they've got at the end of the day. Vince McMahon could be their world champion, ladies and gentlemen. Look out. That could be dangerous. So this year, they've got new Hall of Fame challenges. So to get in the Hall of Fame, we need to earn 10 Hall of Fame trophies. That will be our goal this season. We're going to try and get in the Hall of Fame. It's going to be tough to do, though. So our debut show, we are ready to go. We've got a huge roster. We're going to stack roster. We have to pick, though, our world champion to start with. Now, here's where it gets interesting, right? So there's two ways you can go about it. You got Roman Reigns. He's already got 65 pop. Put the belt on him, and you get even more out of him. Or you can pick someone who doesn't have as much popularity, and all of a sudden you've got another top superstar. So we could go with Seth Rollins here. That might be a solid pick. Seth Rollins, that opens up Rollins and Rhodes, Lashley, Roman Reigns, Edge as well. Some big name matchups that we could possibly do. Or, as I said, you could go with Roman Reigns and put more on him. Well, you gotta have to think about what your roster's gonna look like, who's gonna be your top heels, who's gonna be your top baby faces. So we said that Edge and Orton probably might be a tag team. Now, we'll need another tag team, so we'll have to try and sign a couple of others. We're looking at Reigns, Lashley, Rhodes, and Rollins as our top main event stars. Maybe AJ Styles as well. So we've got 3 big heels, 1 baby face, 2 if we want to count AJ. So it probably would make more sense to give the belt to Cody Rhodes, to have him have more opponents to face. But we might save that as our first big moment to happen in the series. Cody Rhodes on the chase for the championship. So let's spice it up. We'll give it to Seth freaking Rollins. Women's champion, well, this is where we could go anywhere with this one. Like I said, you could elevate Liv Morgan to get her at the top, or you can have more popularity on Becky Lynch. Looks like we're a little bit stronger on the heel side of things, so it might be a better decision to elevate Liv Morgan or Raquel to have a stronger babyface. So I'm going to go with Liv as our women's champion. She's now got 62 pop as well, so it gives her and the rest of the division a bit more balance, a few more opponents to go with. So we talked about earlier about having potential free agents join our roster. Here's some of the ones that are available. For example, Jimmy Uso. We couldn't sign both the Usos, so we could only get one in the draft. Otherwise, we would have done it. But we could bring him in for 5 weeks if we wanted to as well, so we could give Roman Reigns some backup with the bloodline. We might do that, so let's bring him in for 5 weeks. That way, Reigns has got someone he can work with. But also, we have options to kind of have some local talents as well if we want to just kind of flesh out the roster. I'm not against using them, and as I said, I think it's a good thing that they're available. So I'm going to pick one permanent person to add to the roster, and I like the look of Nicholas Mann. He's got a suit. He looks like he can, dress the part. We'll see if he can fight, but we're going to bring him in. So he'll have 30,000, not a big chunk of the budget, but we'll get a superstar that can basically lose a lot of the time to join our roster. The other side of things, plenty of legends to bring in as well, which is always exciting. We'll try and feature some of them as we go on, but right now we don't have any money left. We're down to 33,000, which is not good because we need money to be able to have our shows and boost them up. So we've probably spent too much in the draft, but you know, you want to make sure you got the best possible roster, so we'll be okay. Okay, our first show is already booked. We've got Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley to start things off. So we're going to simulate this one. Rhea Ripley with the win, 1.5 stars. Disappointing. Yeah, look, it's week 1. We're going to have Bayley call out Liv and try and start a rival between them. Unsuccessful by looks. Bron Breakker's going to take on Nicholas Mann and hopefully decimate him. I'd hate for him to lose. No, of course he wins, so that's a solid win. 1 star for the win there, though. Look, we're just trying to get Bron a win just to get him kick-started. All right, Cody Rhodes calls out Seth Rollins, and we do start a new rivalry there. So we're going to kick off our World Championship rivalry, which is good. Raquel and Io Sky 101. This is to try and get our commissioner goal for the week. We had to have our least popular cruiserweight in a match. Raquel picks up the win over Io. AJ Styles calls out Lashley, starts a rivalry there as well. And our main event, the tag titles up for grabs. Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso team up to take on Edge and Randy Orton. Let's go ahead and play it. Who would have thought we'd be having Rated RKO versus a variation of the Bloodline who have no interest, by the way. Reigns and Uso just doing the old generic entrance. You'd love to see it here in the Blackhawks gym. This is quality, ladies and gentlemen. This is Raw at its absolute peak, and I'm running this show. This is going to be great. So we are starting things off with a bang, let me tell you that. Next up is Edge. He's coming out with the Judgment Day theme. He's teaming up with Randy Orton. We need to get a Rated RKO entrance. We've got to make that. We've got to make this a thing, because this is going to be our new amazing team, right? And lastly, Randy Orton. Who would have thought he'd be working a match in a high school gym? Never before, never again. Randy Orton in a high school gym. And man, it'd be great to have Randy Orton back in the reel. We've been missing Randy, so he's back teaming with Edge. Here we go. Big title match, Raw tag titles on the line, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't get any bigger than this. We've got a sellout crowd of about 250 to see Edge and Orton back together again versus the Bloodline, Jimmy Uso, Roman Reigns. Let's see it. All right, we got Edge in the ring with Roman Reigns at the moment. Reigns dominating the match to start things off here. Edge in the corner, boot right to the face. Reigns dominating again as always. I think it's almost criminal to have Roman Reigns in a WWE game and not have him be the best, not have him dominate. But Edge right now has him against the ropes. Here comes Edge! Oh, big move there, right to Reigns on the ropes there. And now Edge is going to get Reigns up. Can he follow it up with another big shot? Edge, backbreaker, right to the spine, driving the knee into the back of Reigns. And now Edge is in the high-risk zone. He's up top. Reigns, though, fighting him. Couple of right hands with Edge with one of his own. And a diving clothesline. Down goes Reigns. Now Randy, he gets the tag in. He's got the belly-to-belly slam to Roman. And already this legendary tag team of Rated RKO is dominating. Look, I knew we got to bring back this team. As soon as I saw those two guys available, I knew straight away we have to have this team on our brand. But Randy looks like he's going to give up the tag. Jimmy's in. Here comes Jimmy. Big move here from Jimmy. Oh, no. Never mind. It's an RKO. That's it. Good night, Jimmy. Thanks for coming. Good try. And that's a 3 count. We've got new tag team champions. It's Rated RKO. Roman Reigns, he doesn't know what just happened because he was too busy seeing fairies in the corner. And whilst he was seeing them, we have seen a win here by Rated RKO. Well, it's a throwback, but it's a successful one. They are the new Raw Tag Team Champs. I really thought for a second Jimmy Uso was going to turn it around. You know, he had some energy, some fire about him, but within about 3 seconds it was all over. What a shame for Jimmy, but it is a victory here for Rated RKO. Well done to them. All right, 3 stars for our main event match. Not bad, I'll take that, and we're going to continue to build that rivalry, hopefully until our next pay-per-view, which will be SummerSlam, or PLE is SummerSlam. Alright, how badly does SmackDown beat us? Do they have any Hell in a Cell matches? No, just one backstage brawl. Well, we couldn't even afford to do that. So let's see what SmackDown does for their show. 2.5 stars for their opening match, so they're already beating us, so we're in trouble. Vince McMahon does a promo. Of course he does. What else is he going to do? He's not going to wrestle. So we'll see the results. So SmackDown, 2.5 stars for them opener. Their next match was 2 stars, beat our 1 star. 2 stars each for the next one. And our main event was 3.5, beating our 3. So we lost in every category. Every category this week, unfortunately. But it is what it is. We are just setting things up. Just setting things up. Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso are an incredible tag team, apparently. No surprise there. Randy Orton and Edge worked okay as a tag team, so they weren't an amazing team, unfortunately. But, look, that's okay. At least they're not a bad team. In terms of money, we gained 55,000. We needed it. And 33,000 viewership gain. That's okay. We'll take that. SmackDown, they gained 40,000 viewers. And they lost money. They lost 30,000. Yes, at least we won something, right? We've done something right. I'll take that. We also earned our commissioner card this week as well, so we can get most of our fans retained in a week. If we feel like we're having a bad week, we can play that card. So we are slightly behind in the fans to start things off. We are a little bit broke as well, but things are looking up. 3 weeks to go to SummerSlam. We really need to ramp it up and try and do a little bit more with it. So let's see. Well, Breaker and Man did not have a good match. They had no chemistry at all. So we need to make sure. It was a heel versus heel as well. So we have to try and do that. Cody Rhodes. My friends and family have been waiting so long for me to compete, and Charlotte can't wait to entertain them tonight. So Cody wants a match. We need to have our most popular available female babyface and heel fight each other this week. So we have to have. We got to stack the deck. Our top heel, top face in the women's division. They need to compete. What free agents can we get? Man, Sami Zayn's available. Would love to be able to afford him, but we can't. We can't bring him in on a short-term contract either. So we're going to have to keep building our money before we can sign anyone else. Obviously, as I said, we can sign short-term legends as well if we need to. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is our first episode in the books. After that win, Edge has risen to 68 pop, Randy's got 65, so they are now 2 of our most popular acts on the roster. We still have the United States Championship as well that we need to put on the line, so maybe someone like Bron Breakker could have that. He and AJ Styles might be a good feud for that, potentially. But we're going to continue to build our rivalries. We've only got 3 weeks till SummerSlam, which is going to be tough to really get things underway before then, but hopefully we can do that. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the first episode of MyGM in the books. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers. We're getting close. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a like on it as well if you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Thanks, guys.